I really don't know what my least favorite thing is. Which, spoilers, I really like the movie.
Damn, that's good. That's the first thing I got out. Nice. You really like the movie. Up until this point, I thought you didn't like it because literally the only things you said is, I've only got nitpicks.
I like nitpicks, but that's only because I like the movie, so I was paying attention.
I guess with you, nitpicks are like,
nitpicks
they're
are
actually
good.
nitpicks.
Yeah. Small things, it's small things. It's only because I care.
Yeah.
I nitpick my favorite movies all the time. Okay. Fuck. What's your least favorite thing? No, tell me live. Don't tell me now. I'll react. Because I'll defend it. I mean, you fool. Genius. Okay, I'll go with it. It segues into a larger thing. It might segue into nitpicks, but I think I know what my least favorite thing is, so I'm ready.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Smart Talk.
We're live the whole time.
Back from a hiatus.
At least name puns get to stay in.
Back from 18-month hiatus or whatever.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
I have no idea what's been going on in the world. Last time I checked in, it was a Trump thing. I checked in today. And, never mind.
I just went to sleep after. Last time I heard something, I just went to sleep and I'm like,
yeah,
hopefully
no
it's
idea.
done.
Yeah.
Funny enough, none of it's over.
There's a new movie out.
Eternals.
Yeah. I went to go see it.
Lower than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Who? Critiques or audience?
Critics. Audiences liked it. They got it like up to 80 something right now.
All right.
But here's my theory. My theory is that, and this may not be true. I mean, obviously, but I think more critics went to go see this movie than will have seen the other movies, critique the other movies because of the director. I think since she's like Oscar winning or whatever, she like made a bunch of critics come see her movie, and then they were like, "Oh no, we hate Marvel movies."
Weird, but if she invited them, don't you think they'd be like friendly?
I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense to me because it was not 50% bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was not 50% bad. I cannot believe that for a second. Like, Thor the Dark World? Like, no, come on.
I don't know. I'm glad. So, personally for me, I saw a single trailer. I want to say it was like the Super Bowl trailer that came out a long time ago, like over a year now, or almost a year now. And it gave me medieval vibes. And I was like, oh man, we're going to take place in the past. I'm not excited for this. I don't want to see this movie. I'm like, so I purposely avoided all the other content in hopes of being surprised somehow. Spoiler, I was. But I think, if you go into it with the wrong mindset, then you can easily continue with that mindset leaving out. So I had low expectations for this movie and was not expecting to enjoy it.
That always helps, though. That always helps.
It always helps, but if you're going in expecting not to like it, I don't know if you can get your mindset out of that.
Unless it's good enough.
Unless it's good enough, which, I mean, it was for me.
Okay, so we just saw it. You have the restraint to not talk about it, but I'm immediately wanting to go on about it. I can go on about it with my girlfriend. You can type notes on your phone.
Yeah. I have a girlfriend. I called her, and I was ready to talk about it, but she has said, no spoilers, please. She's going to go see it on Wednesday, and I was like, fine. So we talked about other stuff.
No, go see it now. Find a theater.
Yeah. I said off mic, maybe it was on mic, that for new people who are finding us, we should hit them with the rating at the beginning.
Okay.
And then biggest takeaway, and then
rating or ranking?
Worst takeaway. Both.
Okay.
Rating overall in cinema. Okay.
I really think this movie, if I had to rate it on a 1 to 100 scale, over 85.
Okay.
I don't think it was quite 90, but it was super fun was the thing, you know? Mm-hmm. It wasn't amazing, but it was oh, this is a really fun movie. I had a good time at this movie. It didn't not for 1 second. I've been more aware of that oh, it's been an hour into this movie, but I never was bored enough to be when's it gonna end, you know?
Yeah.
Other movies that can be like that.
There was, so you're saying over 85%.
Over 85.
Okay.
Somewhere 85 to 90 range.
Okay. I'll say between 80 and 85. As far as all movies ever, yeah, I'll put it in that range. I think, so as soon as I left the theater, I've only felt this way about Civil War and Infinity War. I was like, mwah, beautiful, best superhero movie ever. That's it, guys. We're done. No more.
Please stop before we continue to dig this hole.
Yeah. Magnum opus, baby. This is it. But then, I settled down, and as soon as I got to my phone, I started writing nitpicks, which we'll get to nitpicks later. Nitpicks doesn't mean it's a bad movie, but I my brain's always on. My brain's always on, not always my heart. But with this movie, my heart did turn on. So I was like, that's how I know it's a good movie. That's over a B. Automatically over 80. 80.
In reference to like the actual MCU,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'd put it. I think I really enjoyed Far From Home. I really enjoyed that movie. I think this was better than Far From Home.
I think it was better than Far From Home.
But you didn't enjoy Far From Home that much.
I enjoyed it when I left, but I think it was just like, Unga Bunga Spider-Man. I just saw Spider-Man.
Hey, get ready for another month, man. Oonga Boonga Spider-Man.
I just saw Spider-Man.
We're all going to be coming out of that theater going, Oonga Boonga, dude.
Yeah, because once that died off, I was like, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I have actual grievances with that movie, and that's that's a good lingo. I have nitpicks with movies, and I have grievances. With
Yeah,
movies. I only
this
have
made me
nitpicks with
feel
this
bad
movie.
about it. But
Yeah.
nitpicks are like, oh, I wish you had told me that.
Yeah. As far as ranking, I'm gonna be very optimistic. I'm gonna put it 4th for now.
Really?
Well,
Fourth?
there's
I
like
don't have a
23,
solid
right?
list, so I don't know.
Let's say 4. I'm gonna say still like Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 more than this one.
I think this for sure, like, I don't have a solid list, but I think it's above 15 for me, below 5, probably in the 10 range.
Okay.
Because I just do enjoy the movies a lot, so I like them, and then I get attached to them forever, and then,
Yeah.
Oonga Boonga Spider-Man. The Spider-Mans are always up there, because I just
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm
them
being
so
too.
much.
I definitely like Iron Man 1 more than this one. Yeah. Like it's just fresh, so it feels. But once it settled down, it'll probably fall on the 10.
Okay, but in terms of favorite things, this
Yeah.
was like the action choreography in this movie.
So good.
So good.
So good.
It was like seeing like what Avengers and Justice League should have been this entire time.
Yeah.
But it was a different take on it because they all had mystical powers, and Avengers and stuff. You kind of get it has the problem of. Not problem really, but it's too grounded, Like the Iron Man suit and whatever got really cool at the end because it's like, oh, now we're pushing what technology is.
Yeah.
But with these ones, it's like, 10 people with straight up mystical powers.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool seeing them do that.
I don't know if you've seen anything animated from like Injustice with DC. That's
yeah,
what
I've seen
that. Well, specifically one scene where the speedster is fighting Icarus. Like that was just straight out of
Yes.
Injustice for me. And I assume the logic always was with directors, like you can't put that. Excuse me, you can't put that to screen with like live actors, but they did. It looked good.
No, yeah, it was surprising to me. That scene with Makari and Icarus was like, why didn't I see this in Justice League? Like,
Yeah.
this is just those two characters, and this is way better than that.
Yeah.
Like,
The coolest thing about Justice League was Superman's eye like catches the Flash, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing. That's nothing.
they have a
compared
fight
to
in
this.
that too, and it was not anything. They were crazy. The speedster was not underpowered in this. Like,
Yeah, no.
they usually underpower speedsters. Like even Quicksilver getting shot and Age of Ultron was like, come on.
So, theory. They didn't say this in the movie, but I was thinking, snaps. Snap, snap, snaps. Do you think she's deaf because she broke the sound barrier and made
Oh
herself
yeah,
deaf?
that
Okay.
I think that's in the comics.
It's okay.
There's
I, have
something
no,
like
I know
that.
nothing about these terms coming to the comics, but when I saw them in the movie, I was like, that's so
yeah.
good.
That,
So good.
I love that explanation too. It was really
Yeah.
cool. They had to do some like fancy movie making whenever they were working with an actual deaf actress.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because at some point, I guess it was like Angelina Jolie or something started suggesting that they use a laser pointer, and they everybody applauded them for that. But I was like, I would feel like, oh, we're using a laser pointer on you, like you get the laser pointer. But good on them for figuring it out.
I think it got convoluted with a bunch of stuff. So, what's your favorite moment?
The action choreography.
The action choreography.
Just
okay.
in general,
Yeah.
it was like every moment, every fight was, God. Even the ones I would never say that like, oh yeah, that'll probably be so good. Like when Icarus is just fighting the Deviant, and it's like a solid one shot of him just trying to fight it, on his own.
And the
That was,
Deviant's
like,
pushing
yes.
Icarus' face in the mud. I was like, is he gonna die? I,
Yeah,
thought he might.
I
like,
was pretty skeptical,
okay.
too.
I was like, Deviant with Icarus' power. Yeah, I guess that's the logical
Yeah.
progression of this story. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
here
because they
for
do a
it.
good job. They're like, oh yeah, they can die. They
Yeah.
set it up right away.
Yeah. My favorite thing, I just love when a movie makes me start thinking about things, I guess. It's not the best motivation ever, but I like the motivation very much. That we have to create beings so that, like, where we're spawning from is intelligent, so that we're, like, actually superior beings. Snaps, that's for me. More than that, I like the concept of, like, I guess they didn't say this exactly, but to me this was my takeaway, that they're like living so long that they're containing so much memory that it's like literally corrupting their mind. That wasn't their exact explanation, it was more just like they're remembering so far back that it's like corrupting their mind. But like what a great I feel like I've seen a fair amount of like immortal content, be it like TV or movies. I've never even thought of like, oh yeah, like you have so many memories in your mind, like 1,000 years worth. Like the brain can only take so much. Like,
Yeah.
that's a cool thing. Smart writing device. I don't know.
I'm like 9 or 10 seasons into Doctor Who, and like,
Yeah.
it makes me mad that one of the main nitpicks in this movie, or not nitpicks, but like actual grievances that people had with it, was that it tried to ask all these questions and never really like went into them enough. And I just didn't feel that way, because I've had that with Doctor Who for like years and years. I'm like, oh my god, he's been living forever. Like, they only keep doing the same thing. Like, he always has a companion and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then that entire, it's like season 13 now, show has not delved into it enough. And this movie, I felt like, did it for them perfectly fine. You know, it was like all self-contained, all tied up with a bow at the end. You know, I really just enjoyed that. So what are you saying? Your favorite thing was the motivation?
Motivation / just concepts introduced.
Yeah.
I just think there was good concept. It didn't feel like Unga Bunga superhero movie. It felt like, oh, this is more of a character-based, thought-provoking movie. And it was like, let's get the gang together movie, so you always like spotlight a character, learn their motivations and such. That's good. It's a good way to do it. Like most recently, like another like just big ensemble movie was The Suicide Squad that James Gunn directed. And it's not like getting the gang together. Everyone's just automatically there, and you slowly learn about people. That's one way to take it, and then getting the gang back together, another way to take it. I'm, at this moment, conflicted which method I like best after seeing both relatively close together. I like The Suicide Squad better as a movie, so I lean towards that, but by no means was this. This was quite good, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was very character-focused, and it's hard to do 10 characters, like, different from each other, but they did so many things to do that, to like convey that I was so surprised every time. Like, even breaking the news of Ajax's death to every character, I felt like that was going to get old. It didn't really get old. They did it different with every character.
Yeah.
Even down to like the Makkari, like not knowing, like just being kind of cheery and always like, oh god, that's a weird thing too. Makkari's so fast that they're always somewhere else.
Yeah.
And not there to see what happened, that it's like, she always comes back and something bad's happened. Like, that's a weird character thing, right?
That would be cool if that's why she stayed in one place, because she's like, every time I come back, I get bad news, so I'm just gonna stay here.
I feel like we're
That'd be
looking
cute.
into it, and it could be in there, but I don't think they think of that, because that is like, it's almost thematic, you know.
In the theater at the seat, I snapped again. I was like, yeah, a speedster would just stay there because you can just see the world so quickly. Like, yeah, I can like learn about people and whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I've seen everything there is to see. I'll bury myself in books and like a place that feels familiar. I was like, that's smart.
Can we talk about that scene where Makkari, like, I already knew I was gonna love it because there's one shot in the trailer where she's just running across the world trying to look for the emergence point.
Yeah,
that was so visually cool.
it's good.
I've never seen. I've watched 5 seasons of The Flash, and I never saw something so like really cool the way she does it.
I never watched The Flash, but my immediate like counter to it is Sonic, because Sonic's running through everywhere trying to escape Dr. Eggman. This is way better than Sonic. I love Sonic.
Back to Sonic.
It's better than Sonic. It's better than Sonic. But Sonic does run around all the world trying to escape Dr. Eggman. But much better than that. Yeah.
But yeah, just like you put a good director on it. I felt the good directing. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like,
no, it's very beautiful.
I really did feel that.
Yeah. All right. Hit us with the worst thing.
Yeah, the worst thing. I think the worst thing for me was, there were some funny acting moments here and there.
Yeah.
There were some things where, like, it's not, like, that they weren't trying. It's that, like, they just didn't sell it for me. And I think it was mostly Sprite. Like, and I think it's just because she's a kid, you know? Like, I just didn't vibe with her acting style. But there were other moments where she, like, really shined, and I thought she was really good. Like, her whole ending monologue was really good. I thought she did really well there. But there were other moments where she almost did the, like oh no, our table, it's broken, you know, like, there were other things where, like, I felt like, and it happened off camera sometimes, too, where she was just, like, delivering lines the way, like, almost a Disney movie might, you know, and, but there were some moments, too, where I thought that was almost important that she sounded like that, because it furthered home the fact that she was, like, kind of kiddie, and she didn't want to be, you know, she wanted to grow up. So I thought there were some moments where it worked fine, and some moments where it was just kind of took me out of it.
I feel like in a way you're saying this, just like the Marvel typical like tone issue. But I feel like it was good. I don't know. No one ever took me out of anything. performance-wise, I had no nitpicks.
But there are things when it's so like Kumail Nanjiani does a line in this where his valet is like, "Oh yeah, I tried to stab him, and I apologize so many times," and Kumail delivers it almost like not the stereotypical way he would deliver that line as a joke. He does it like he kind of says like he says, "Oh, I already apologized for that a bunch of times," and he goes, "Oh, not quite enough," but like he delivers it so it's not a joke, but it is funny, you know.
Okay, that line in particular stuck in my mind a little bit after the movie, or not a little bit after the scene had finished. This is my biggest nitpick with Marvel as a whole. These screenwriters write too long of lines sometimes as the punchline to where it's so wordy. My always go-to example is in Endgame when Spider-Man's like, "Hi, Doctor Strange, I'm Spider-Man." And he goes, "I'm Doctor Strange." He goes, "Oh, we're using our real names. In that case, I'm Spider-Man." Or whatever. Made up names in that case, I'm Spider-Man. It's so long, and like Tom Holland takes long to deliver that it's like, it just hurts.
Yeah, it takes a while to get to
that line punch. Too was so long because it should have just been, not enough times or whatever. Like, it's less punchy because he says not enough times, but you're getting there. I'll let you know. And it's like, I don't know. It's just a little too long. It doesn't work. We need it to be more punchy.
I think I get the intention behind it because it almost seems like it's trying to be more conversational than it is punchline, And I think it's supposed to be like funny conversational. But I agree with the Spider-Man one. I don't agree with the Kingo one.
To me, I don't know. There's just moments in movies where I'm like, oh, okay, that was a line that you delivered. And that was like one of those moments. I was like, oh, that was a line in the script that you memorized and just delivered. And it's like, I don't know. I want to be sucked into it, and so sometimes those lines take me out of it. It's like,
that line too, or that whole scene, that was the moment where I started to kick into the movie, because I think before that, it almost felt to me like they picked the wrong characters to start with. Like, I wouldn't have changed it, because that's obviously what the plot was. Oh, really?
We can just we don't have to jump to it, but just I like who they stuck with. Like, the hypothetical sequel that's going to follow, the 3 people on the ship, Sandra Bullock's character, Drudig, is that his name?
Sandra Bullock wasn't in this.
What?
Is Sandra Bullock in this? Do I know who Sandra Bullock is? I don't.
Who's Thena?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, that's who I meant. They're the same person.
Oh, you're making me like I have to come out of my seat and say, do I know who Sandra Bullock is enough to say whether or not that was Sandra Bullock? Because I don't know for sure.
You have more confidence than you know. I have no idea who these people are. Okay,
Angelina Jolie,
Thena, Druig, and
Makari, yeah.
Makari. Those are my 3 favorite people of the Eternals, aside from Icarus, who offs himself in the sun. Nitpick? Why can't we keep good villains in the MCU?
Also,
he's fine.
Why the sun?
I hope. I would love it if the opening for Eternals 2 is him in the sun, frustrated. He's like, come on. Like, really?
I'd love it if he just floats to the top. And
yeah. Like,
damn
it.
Yeah. Can't die.
I hope they do that, because annoying. Why does he just do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, sorry, to go back to what I was saying. I like who they stuck with. Those are the people I want to follow. I would have also enjoyed keeping Nanjiani's character, but I understand. Like, I feel like their story is more or less complete, or they're more in and out. They're not like a hero kind of character.
Yeah, I'm happy to have a different team that seems like they're going to be doing different things, and like we've been introduced to so many characters that we can keep cycling in new ones, almost like another Guardians,
Yeah. I just the main person we follow, Cersei, she didn't feel like a protagonist at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she was probably even though Sprite had like funny acting moments for me. Cersei was like the not blandest, but like, driest. She came out and they didn't play any sort of way with her until the end. We're like, oh, you have to save us. You have to be the leader. They didn't even play into that like that lack of action. They didn't make her passive or anything.
There. And they didn't even, like, I felt like her main role could have been that Icarus was jealous that she became leader, but they didn't play into that either. And I guess he was more in love with her than jealous of her, which is fine. I'm not saying it should be in the movie, but like all the things that were given to her were never elevated to be cinematic.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say with Sprite, if you don't like her, I think she serves an interesting purpose. If for nothing else, in similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, where Rocket is kind of aware that he's been like tested on and has like those things on his back and could learn more about his back story. I feel like you could keep Sprite around to ultimately get a better payoff.
Sounds
to like
good there.
Back.
Don't try to set that one.
That's good. Accidental pun. But I feel like you could keep Sprite around. Like, I didn't feel. Okay, so this is full circle. We're getting back to the worst thing I hate about the movie. But yeah, you can keep Sprite around to like eventually get that payoff, because the thing I like the least about this movie is how wrapped up it is. I don't feel like it had to wrap up as much.
Oh, because you just want more.
It's not that I want more. I just feel like so like Icarus flying to the sun just so he's not a problem anymore. That's forced wrap up.
Sure, yeah.
Cersei keeping some of the energy still a little bit just to make her human.
Yeah, that's
like
a
forced
cheap...
wrap up. That's forced wrap up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. You were on such a run. The ending just didn't land for me because it just was so wrapped up. Yeah. I feel like I had a third thing where I was like, that's just too wrapped up for me. But
I think the ending's okay to fumble a little bit in a movie, but the climax is where, like, if you fumble that for me, I'm out, you know? It happened with me with Shazam. Have you seen Shazam?
Yeah. What happened?
God, the I tell you about it, the Jumanji thing that they do where they just forget. They build all this tension up to the moment of climax. Spoilers for Shazam. And then they forget which name to say. You know, they all say Billy or whatever, and it's like they chose to pay for a joke with the best moment in the movie. Yeah. You know? And that to me ruined it. Jumanji, the remake, the first one, that one did the same thing, and then I couldn't fucking believe it. I pushed myself to go see the sequel, and they fucking did it again. They literally, I was sitting in the theater, mouth open wide, they chose to do it a second time, and I fucking lost it. I will go on a rampage about this someday.
Jared, in my screenwriting handbook, it says that not all people are on the same page as you as all time. It's natural and very human to make mistakes.
When I commit crimes, it will be because of the Jumanji remakes and how they handled their climaxes. Just so you know, that will be my motive, putting it in writing. Anyways, this is a Jumanji talk. This is not about Jumanji. Just put this out. Let's put this out 4 years later. Just talk about Jumanji.
Do not the best movies because talk about other treasures.
Yeah. Anyways, full circles. Plenty of circles in this movie, man.
Yeah, lots of circles.
Lots of circles.
Good design.
Yeah, actually, the visual design of everything. That was one of the things that I leaned over to you in the movie that I had to say was that the visuals in this movie were genuinely really beautiful.
You want to hear a nitpick on a visual? Why didn't so the first pan out to Earth, we see that the Celestials' fingers have pierced through the atmosphere and they're sticking out.
We couldn't see it.
We panned Earth 2 more times and it's not there anymore.
I would have appreciated to see it, but I think there might be a scientific thing there. Where if it was that big, people would have died enough that would have been cataclysmic.
But then don't do it the first time. I don't know.
I love the sense of scale. Cool. Though.
I feel like it should stay the same way that we keep revisiting the effects of the snap. I don't know. Now there's this cool new feature on the Marvel Earth. I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't have questioned it if they just said it was that big.
Yeah, I wouldn't have questioned it either. I don't know. I thought it was really jarring to not see it the next 2 times we panned to Earth. It's either just don't pan to Earth again, or don't do it the first time,
unless we
or just keep it consistent. No, I thought because when they showed me, I thought maybe I missed it the second time, and then they showed it another time. I was like, oh no, I'm looking everywhere. And I also was trying to pay attention to the news coverage of it to see if it was shrinking or something, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
They did call it stone when it looked like ice to me, but
it did look like ice to me. But I feel like that would cause more problems than.
I guess. Well, I mean, I guess if it
raises the sea level.
Yeah. Well, stone should raise the sea level too.
But the stone goes back to her saying she turned stones into other things. She turned the thing into stone. You see?
That's a good payoff. Okay, I didn't catch that one. That's good. Too bad it looked like ice. It's good.
I can turn celestials into stones that look like ice. It's cool. One thing I really, really actually loved about this movie was just how different all the characters were.
Yeah.
I think that's hard to do, but they did it in so many different ways. I already mentioned how they did it when they were breaking the news about Ajax, but they also just did it in one of them chose not to be in the final battle.
Yeah.
One of them just chose to go home. Yeah. And it was that's real. That's
cool.
All 10 of them don't have to decide to be, in this.
Oh yeah. So that was Kingo. That was Nanjiani's character. Because I was wrestling with that if that's a nitpick or not. Because when Cersei does the thing and she's all the Eternals get lifted, Nanjiani's character doesn't. And it feels like he could have just been.
Yeah.
Whatever. If he was back in the U.S. at that point, he could have just been like, "Well, what's happening?" And then the beam reaches to them still. They could have done that, but they didn't. He was truly out of the battle. So
yeah,
I don't know.
He also had kind of a he had a good power when it shined in that one moment in the Amazon.
Finger guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was kind of underpowered. Like out of all of them, I think he was probably like the weakest. He just shot. He would shoot regular blast and then big blast, and then that was it. You know,
charge up. Yeah.
Everybody else had like utility. You know. So I just don't know. I don't know. I was okay with him leaving just because it also adds to like how diverse they were, and even one of them going with Icarus, you know, was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't see that coming. That was good.
Sometimes they're wrong and stupid, you know, like that hammers in the family thing for me. But I didn't. Something I saw in the critics reviews is that people said they didn't have chemistry. I thought plenty of them had chemistry.
I thought a lot of them had chemistry.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
Favorite character?
Yeah.
Druig.
Druig?
Thank you.
I thought he was gonna be evil.
Oh,
I was positive he was going to be evil.
I'll say the movie tricked me multiple times. I was like, oh, Icarus is evil. Icarus is super evil. Yeah. And then he kept not being evil, and I was like, huh, all right, Icarus isn't evil. And I was like, oh, no,
yeah,
Icarus
shouldn't have turned
evil.
that card, buddy.
I believed you, Icarus. Damn it. Betrayed.
I only knew that because I watched the analysis videos, and I just saw his laser eyes by the cabin or whatever, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Dang.
But
I did think, when I saw that scene, I was like, Icarus killed Ajax.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, for sure. And so I was pleased to be correct again. But I will say, I was going to say real quick, that it did break a lot of traditional writing tropes. Like, normally, Nanjiani's character would leave and then be like, what am I doing? And come back, you know?
Yes, I was ready for him to do that. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen.
And the same thing with Sprite's character. Sprite, like, normally goes with the villain to surprise ambush him or whatever.
Yeah, but instead, she pulls off one of the best moves in the movie because we've seen her turn into people so many times. And then she's like, just kidding, it was an illusion, just like I can always do, you fucking idiot. And it was like, I fell for it. I was like, I literally fell for it. Jutsu. I never fall for it. And that was one of the only times in the movie where like it was the big moment. Yeah. It was the big moment where like this is do or die, and I did fall for the villain, quote unquote's plan, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Nitpick, I don't like that she was taken out by a rock. Power scaling issues, it's fine, whatever. She doesn't have strength, I guess. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But in the background, she like multiplied the volcanoes to where it looked like that was going to be like a puzzle. Like, oh no, which one is it? And I was like, ooh, that's enticing. And then it was over, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was still having a good time, but I was definitely enticed by that opportunity.
No, honestly, her power throughout the entire movie, it felt like something I've never seen before.
Okay, okay. So, side tangent, not even a tangent, side praise / tangent. Personally, I like to rank movies. My brain's always on, like I said, when I'm watching a movie, and sometimes my heart will turn on. But when I'm watching a movie, I always try to predict the end, and I'm like, what would be the most satisfying thing in my mind that I can come up with real quick that makes sense where the story is going? I thought it would be Guardians of the Galaxy-esque, where like the powers would go into one person so that they'd be super. Predicted that. Picked the wrong person, though. I thought it was going to be Sprite. I thought what would happen would be they would figure out how to stop the Eternal, kill it, and then they'd have Sprite pretend to like manifest into an Eternal, and like she would just be stuck there, like pretending to be an Eternal, like as a holographic Eternal. And like they'd have like she was gonna be like, it's too big, I can't do that, and then all the powers would come together so that she could do that, and she would do the sacrifice play of like always being stuck there, pretending to be the Eternal so the other Eternals didn't like
That'd be nuts. That'd be crazy. Nuts.
I don't think it works, obviously, because there's a greater story to tell, because obviously you have to get the Eternals to know what's going on, I guess. Right? So it doesn't work unless she like fails somehow, but yeah, it's messy. Since there's more story to tell, it's messy. If it was confined to this, I think that'd be better than giving it to Cersei. And that kind of goes back to like, what is Cersei there for? I guess she's here for this, to stop the Celestial. You know?
I mean, we saw like Cersei's superpowered up version, and yours is the Sprite one. I almost like want to see all of them now.
Yeah, like what their mega abilities. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because Druig would have put it to sleep. That could have happened, but it didn't.
And then I assume like Icarus can like punch it to death.
Yeah, just kill it.
Or is
end it.
I guess same for can't remember the. Gilgamesh, I guess, could punch him. Icarus could laser him. Yeah.
Gilgamesh was my favorite.
You like
Gilgamesh was so cool. Gilgamesh makes me like I'm eventually gonna play a D&D campaign, but like in D&D, when you have a spellcasting character, you lose out on the creativity of coming up with what you're doing because you're just casting a spell. But when you're playing a fighter, which I'm getting the opportunity to now, it's like you get to be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, you know, this is my mind at work. I can only have these fucking fists to work with, you know.
Yeah.
And they did so much with all the action choreography to make it so enjoyable every time he was fighting, you know, like he was just a monster.
My man, I like Gilgamesh too, but my mind was just too much with him. So I have two My Hero Academia comments.
Oh my god.
First My Hero Academia comment, I was like, okay, he keeps blocking that sword with his fist. He's gonna lose his fist, and he's gonna unlock kicking style. He's gonna start kicking with those things. I was like, that's gonna be cool, but it's like, so My Hero. That's what I thought was gonna happen. My other thing I was gonna say is I just started watching season 5, and Shinzo comes back, and he has the mind control powers. He could be an Eternal. Druig. I can't ever say his name. What's it? Druig. He could be Druig. Oh, I'm so excited for Shinzo to become Druig. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's so much to do there. I like it. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
it's not My Hero, but
yeah, My Hero
it's a different episode.
But the other thing I was going to say about Gilgamesh is I was like, oh, man, he's the prime candidate for death. And I was just like, they better give it to me. They better give me that death.
Oh, no, I was so sad.
Oh, but it's the best way to make...
Dina, like, an active character?
Yeah.
It actually did so much for her.
I was like, it has to happen. It has to happen. Because I'm glad it did. So.
Angelina Jolie, to me, like, in that role, it almost feels like what I was scared was going to happen with this movie was that Icarus was going to be every character. You know, it was going to be, like, stoic, like, isolated, and, like, godly, you know?
Yeah.
But every character ended up being different. And when I saw Sprite in the trailers, that's when I was like, oh, okay, they're actually going to put, like, you know, thought into every character.
Yeah.
And when I saw Athena, I was worried that she was going to be like that because for some reason casting Angelina Jolie in that with like the like almost white hair, you know, like the white style, it's like, oh, she's just going to be like almost blank, you know? But she did have depth and like an important plot relevance thing, and she did actually come into it a lot later on. But I thought her fight with the deviant at the end, who was that guy? It was like, it was such a weird, I think it played more into like, she didn't care. She like it played more into them all being different, that she was willing to let Icarus win if it meant she got to kill this thing that killed Gilgamesh. That was cool.
I interpreted it that way as well, yeah.
The fact that like we didn't get that much about that guy, it was like, what the fuck? Like I felt like he had something to say, and we never heard it. You know?
I thought at one point like he too had unraveled the puzzle, and that's why
exactly.
Icarus kind of like lasered him away. It wasn't necessarily to kill him, but it was just like, stop talking. You're gonna reveal what's going on to the other Eternals, which is like fine.
That was the only point where I was like, this is just an obstacle, but it's fine. It was just like
good. Everyone needs something, okay. So it was fine. I thought it was fine.
I honestly don't hate it. It was just, I thought there was more to it. Even the analysis videos, like you can go watch New Rockstars. They're like, oh yeah, this is Tina's ex-boyfriend in the comics, and it was like, oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, what?
That wasn't at all. But they were like, oh yeah, it totally is him because he caresses her face in the trailer, and it was like, that makes sense. And it was like, no, he just does that.
Yeah,
because he's a creep.
Yeah, he was creepy. Well, I was kind of, I was like, what's gonna happen?
Big and large.
I was like,
tall,
we got one sex scene already. We about to get two. I was excited. I was gonna say, I forgot what you said that inspired this thought. Going back to the nitpicks that critics are saying that there's no chemistry, I will say I didn't get enough of like why everyone's so excited to fight Icarus, other than he's powerful. Because a few of the characters are like, I've been waiting to do this forever, Icarus. Yeah. I was like, I don't really know why you don't like him.
It's like halfway or 2/3 in the movie, they're all like, oh, Icarus is so much stronger than us, and then like nobody's ever mentioned that, and I felt like it should have been mentioned like once or twice, you know, that he's like, oh, it's Icarus, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I got the vibes that they respected him. I never got the vibes that they wanted to fight him. Like, I guess with respect comes.
Boss is different than you're the strongest of us all.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
That could have been the play into that if they worked more into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to seen a little bit more of like why they're excited to fight him.
Yeah.
I feel like the best way to do that was if Icarus like steals thunder more often than not, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If Druig's like, I got this, and then Icarus steals the.
That's a very easy like thing to do, but genuinely they just like they did do one thing which I think did play into that, but I didn't realize it at the time, is when Gilgamesh says like, "Go, they need you," you know. It's like, oh, they need him, you know, because he's so strong. But they just didn't like. They never set that up or say that, you know? So I just felt like I was waiting.
I remember that moment, too. I took it as more like, I think Icarus can handle more at once, to where Gilgamesh is very one-on-one kind of guy.
Yeah. We haven't talked about Phastos at all.
Who?
Phastos, the inventor.
Oh, I like him a lot. I was going to say praise, because we're talking about a bunch of different movies. The Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. My biggest complaint, like the movie, whatever, I don't really care. It's just not very imaginative. He just doesn't really. He's just like, oh, chainsaw and race car, and it's like, I guess, like for the character, he's like a manly man, so that's fine. But with what's her name?
Huh?
What's the creator's name?
Fastos.
Fastos. With Fastos, I felt like he was like genuinely creative. Like,
yeah, no, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was just expecting him to play like a support role essentially. But then, oh my god, the best fight in the movie was between him, Makari, and Ikaris. That was like the best part, is when they were going at it, and it was just like seeing three people with vastly different styles go at it, you know. And he was so cool. And such a big part of that, you know. He didn't have one or two moments; he was in it, you know. Even the first movie did. He just like threw a fucking metal ring at him, and it was like, oh, that hurt. But I was gonna say too, this movie, on like the note of like the diversity and everything and the stuff they did with that, this was probably the best movie I think that did that, because having a big cast, diversity is actually like a huge positive, because like I can tell the characters apart better. We're not all 10 white men, you know. Genuinely, I could tell them all apart and remember who they were.
Yeah.
And then even this was probably the first movie where like the gay relationship for me was, it didn't feel pandering at all.
Hey, they kiss on screen, baby, kiss on
but
screen.
I just like, I wasn't even, there was no moment where I was like, they're doing this for the fact that it's a gay relationship. It was just like, was his relationship, his family.
I feel like it kind of had to be gay too, because it's like, can Eternals impregnate
people?
Like,
we don't even want to dip our toes in that.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. To me, it's also logical. So, yeah.
Also, we don't even know. Maybe he doesn't even give a shit. He's just like, yeah, this is the nicest human to me in the world.
Yeah, that too. I totally see this being like pan-romantic.
Also, the kid wasn't even that annoying the whole movie. Like, I thought he was going to be annoying from the trailers and stuff. He, like, kind of made annoying jokes. Yeah, their kid. Okay. But he was actually kind of, like, participatory in the dialogue, you know? He was like, no, I saw him on TV. And they're like,
ooh. I want to talk about that in a bit. But that reminded me of, like, one of the few things I like about The Last Jedi, like the closing scenes where a kid's like playing with action figures, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the hope, that's the future. You know, you need that. I thought it was a good kid for like, that's why we're doing this. That's why we're gonna save the Earth instead of giving into the Celestials.
Yeah.
But that kid says Superman, and someone else says Batman, and this movie's already very Justice League. I don't like that they brought
really?
DC characters.
I'm sure that I think they've done it before.
It's just maybe they have, but it didn't take me out of the movie as much as it did in this movie, because I can't even remember where the other ones come from. This one's like, ooh, that's jarring. Like, why did we say that? Because I'm already thinking about Superman, did Ikaris. I want to lose myself in this movie, not think about yours or theirs.
I guess that's fair.
I don't know. That was a weird choice.
I feel like people made a big deal out of it, but I didn't care that much.
I just think it's just an unnecessary choice. It doesn't enhance anything. All it does is derail.
Yeah.
So cut it. I don't know. It's a joke that makes one person laugh, and it's like, eh.
I was glad that they took out the joke from the trailer where Ikaris is like, well, I could lead the Avengers, and then they all laugh. That never happened.
They spliced it. The laugh came from him being in a bib.
Yeah, that was it. I didn't even realize.
That punching guy.
And that's good. That's
Gilgamesh,
like, make different jokes for the trailers, because we'll have seen them 100 times and be tired of it when we see the movie. But then he breaks the IKEA table, and it's like, well, here we go. It's from the trailer.
Well, I didn't see that in the trailer. I didn't know. The IKEA table got me. But I don't know. I like it. He's smart. I was like, I believed, man, I can't remember his name. Fastos. I believe Fastos was like, yeah, I stopped using my powers. So I was like, ooh, like he doesn't have it anymore. But then Ikaris like, lasers the house. It's like, that's smart. I don't know. Good
he was
call.
A genuinely good character, because he played like the stereotype that needed to be there, where it was like the humanist or whatever, you know, who just needs to like, who just wants the best for everything, but isn't always, you know, making the best decisions, or like even being completely honest. You know, he was using his powers, and he was just doing things the best he could. They did that Friends from College joke, which I feel like is...
Yeah, they did it for like 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. And they've already done the friend from work joke, so it's like, oh, how many... You know, by the end of this... I mean,
it was fine. I obviously didn't show this in the flashback, but just in my mind, I was like, if we ever see each other again... But then universities weren't invented yet, so it's like, I don't know. We got some nitpicks.
Yeah, there's some... that's a weird thing. I was wondering about that, too. Texting the Eternals group chat.
Yeah, but maybe it's less for the Eternals and more for the people they're hanging out with. And it's like, hey, just so you know, never went to university. If I ever say university friends, you know, like, something's up, you know? Which is fine. That's fine.
Something we skipped over, Druig seemed so evil, but he was just... like not on the same side as them. Like he was just.
I didn't get evil vibes. I'm really surprised I got evil vibes. I just thought
because just the casting, it seems like he's gonna be like really edgy
Yeah.
and really evil, you know. And
You haven't watched enough TMNT. It was so Raphael envying Leonardo to me.
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
he's not evil. He's just
he's just a wild card.
He's not a wild card. He
That's
just-
how he is. That's
he just thinks
Raphael.
he knows best. He just thinks he knows best. That's
Yeah.
fine. It doesn't make you evil.
And there were even people. It seemed like when he wasn't mind controlling the people, they were like, "Oh, this is the he does that. We follow this for this reason because he keeps us safe and gives us a good life." That's what it seems like. But I don't know. I'm not positive if he can change people's minds. You know.
I was unclear what all his power entails. If it was just like people, because I was expecting him to do like animals at one point, and he never did animals. So I was like, is it just intelligent people? Maybe I don't know. I don't think there was time to explain his power necessarily, but since he's my favorite, I would like to know what exactly
Yeah.
his parameters are.
I guess we should talk about the post-credit scene.
Sure.
The Harry Styles thing
That's
didn't.
not my problem.
It. I mean, I didn't care that much. Like that, it was him. I'm more interested in what the implications are. He didn't detract from the situation at
Yeah,
all.
he's
Like
fine.
it's just
He seems
interesting,
like he fits-
and he seems like he would play a perfectly fine part. I guess I've always imagined him as kind of like what the like. I was very anti One Direction in high school or whatever, like stupid. But like I've always imagined him as the just kind of cool guy, hot boy. All the girls like him, but he seems like he could be a perfectly fine actor,
Yeah.
So
Heard
I'm
he
not
did well
worried
in
about it.
Dunkirk, right? He won an Oscar,
I don't know.
didn't he?
Wait, what did?
I thought he won an
Was he
Oscar
in
for Dunkirk. I
I
thought
don't
so.
know. I'm not sure.
Okay, I thought he was like already
Well,
established.
you just
as an
said
actor.
Sandra Bullock was Angelina Jolie. So.
Yeah, that's true. I think. Let me know in the comments. Addressing chat, check.
Like and subscribe.
90% of the people who watch this video are not subscribed.
You can always change your
that.
mind if you want to.
Okay, wait. What I want is my problem. First of all, not to nitpick, the CGI looked atrocious on that
on
troll.
Pip? Oh, it looked pretty
Oh my
bad, yeah.
gosh, that was bad. Second, Patton Oswalt, leave me alone. I don't like him.
Was that?
Yes.
That was him?
I don't know.
That's not. Well, now I'm upset because doesn't Patton Oswalt play MODOK in the Hulu series?
Yeah.
So they would cast him as a different character here. I'm
Maybe it
almost
wasn't. Okay.
almost venturing to say
You
that
can
it's
cut
not
out.
Patton
You can cut
Oswalt.
out dead air if there's dead air. Let me look it up. Let me look it up.
And clear your throat while you're at it.
No, you made me laugh so hard. Pip the troll voice.
I can actually maybe see.
Patton Oswalt. Yeah, I was right.
Really?
Yeah.
So they cast Patton Oswalt as this, confirming he's never going to be the MODOK he is in the Hulu series will never be that. I mean, I may be
No,
wrong with
I
the
mean,
MODOK thing.
I feel like voice actors can be more varied. You can be multiple things. It's fine. But I just don't like Patton Oswalt, and he reminds me of my theater teacher who aspired to be an actor and failed, and I was like, rightfully so. And I was like, oh no, a parallel universe, you slipped through the cracks. Patton Oswalt, get out of
Oh
here.
no!
Ugh, I don't like them.
We
Get
hate theater teachers.
Get out of here. My theater teacher's gonna listen to this. He follows me on Facebook. He's very, he knows what's going on in my life.
Oh, no.
Different theater teacher, obviously not you. I had multiple.
I don't even know who Eros or Pip is. I don't.
Oh yeah, but I do like that it's going to be a more fantasy route, which leads me to post-credit scene 2. Full transparency, I don't know anything about comics.
Okay.
I don't know anything. But
Dane, go ahead.
can I guess?
Go
I'm
for
just,
it. Yeah,
I'm just
you should
using,
guess.
I'm just astute.
Okay.
Okay. There's a scene like right before the final battle where she just like pulls out Excalibur, and then they're like, King Arthur always liked you, you know, Theda, and she's like, whatever. That sword. If like Excalibur hadn't been introduced before, I would have assumed that was Excalibur. So I'm going to assume. I know I've seen visually, just like because I watch a lot of New Rockstars and other channels that like King Arthur is in the comics. So I'm assuming he's King Arthur's legacy.
I think you're almost there because in that same scene, I'm pretty sure Sprite says, "Is that the Ebony Blade?" And he goes, "No, it's Excalibur."
Okay, but I don't know what the Ebony Blade is.
I'm pretty sure it's what he pulled out.
Okay.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
Because he's the Black Knight in the comics.
Okay.
Which like you're typecasting yourself, Kit Harington. Which I thought he was going to be in the movie a whole lot more. He was only in like 3 scenes.
Here's how little I know about actors. I thought Icarus was the guy from Game of Thrones.
They're both from Game of Thrones.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
wasn't
they
wrong.
actually played brothers in Game of
Okay.
Thrones. So that's what's interesting.
Gotcha. I never watched Game of Thrones. so
Yeah,
I
they
didn't-
shared the scene. They shared a scene in this movie, which is funny, with a character named Cersei, which is also in Game of Thrones. So it was just very strange because all those people hate each other in the Game of Thrones.
But see, I feel like it's another decision that kind of just like detracts. Maybe rename Cersei. I don't know. I don't know what you do in
They're
that
all
scene.
godly names, and I liked all the names. Also, did you see the discourse on Twitter about people making fun of the names of the characters?
They're not my favorite.
But they made fun of the name Sprite. And I feel like a lot of people are just not aware that, like,
the mythical creature.
The mythical creature of Sprites.
Yeah.
I just feel like they were like, the soda?
Did she make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soda
In my
like,
imagination.
oh, yes. And it pissed me off so much. And they were mad about Druig, which, like, why? I don't know.
It's a good name. It's hard to remember, but it's
yeah, I think, yeah. Just so you're not a hypocrite. Draw that line in the sand now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I think
fine.
a few of these, I think, come from, like, cultural, like, things. You know, like, Athena is from Athena, obviously. But I don't know where Kingo's from. I assume that's from something, but even if it's not, it's like, maybe we should stop making fun of it and before we know if it's, like, somebody's cultural, like, history, you know?
Yeah.
People were, like...
No, like, it was like a
about
throwaway line that, like, Sprite influenced the Icarus story. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if they were here from the beginning,
I wish they hadn't said that
the story.
if he was going to fly into the sun. Because that's a little on the nose for me.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's in there. No, I was just so focused on that was so unmotivated that I completely forgot about the parallels.
You forgot about the motivation.
Yeah, I forgot about the real thing. Boo. I hate it more now. That's so bad.
That's a little
so
weird.
bad. Oh my god.
I mean, what's he gonna? Did he die? I don't know.
That's
Like, I wish we would just. I wish he would have just flown off into space. You know.
Yeah.
We'll get
That's what I
another
thought he was
day.
gonna do. I was like, that's fair. Like,
Also, he had depth. He cried. Like, when he cried, I was like, I understand that you thought you were right here, and now you want to take it back, but you can't. You know.
yeah, exactly. It's like
And it
I
really
feel like
hit
he
me.
still thinks he's right, but it's too late now, and I don't know
Yeah.
what to do, and I fought y'all, and like whatever.
Yeah.
Bye.
I love at the end if
That makes sense to
Airsham
me.
came out and he pulled him out of the sun. Like, no.
No, you're
Get back
family.
here.
I would say, yeah, I feel like, you know, when he's talking about being the leader of the Avengers, I feel like there's like, that is the turmoil inside. I feel like he did see the potential of the humans, but still was dedicated
Has
to
a
the
different
cause.
duty, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's nice.
I
know,
wish
like
there
that.
was more.
There's, I was gonna say, with Sprite too, because like, it seems weird that like Sprite's loyalty should be to Cersei, so it's like, why are you spilling all these secrets to this guy? But really, it's to like make sure they don't fall in love because she's jealous that she can't have it, and also she likes Icarus and she's jealous of that dynamic as well. So she's like, subconsciously or consciously, she's trying to ruin that relationship for Cersei.
Yeah.
And like, oh, okay, those are her motivations throughout. Like, that's good. I don't know.
Yeah. I wish there was more. I think I completely lost my thought. I'll cut that out because that was dumb.
All right.
I wish there was more Gilgamesh.
Like I said, I was like, his death is so perfect for this movie. I better
It was
get
really
I
good.
better get it.
That made me sad. That, like, genuinely, like, I could have cried in this movie if I was, like, really feeling it.
Yeah.
That and then Richard Madden crying. I was like, yeah, it was really good. Jeez, just the whole scene on the beach. Oh, so
good,
nice.
yeah.
I love all their costumes. I think that's a good.
They're little Power Rangers to me, but
They
I like
are
them.
very Power Rangers.
I
They
like
literally
them.
go sit in the thing and I don't know.
Yeah.
Even like it's even like the Power Rangers new movie like looks like that more.
Yeah. So I'm glad they didn't have like master helmets or anything, because if
Yeah.
they did, then it would have been too much. But it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Do we see Nanjiani's color? I don't think we do, right? He doesn't.
We
fully
do
suit.
at the beginning, yeah.
No, he's making fun of Icarus. He's wearing Icarus's suit.
But he has purple in the beginning because he fights
Oh,
in
you
the
mean
very
in a
beginning.
flashback? Sorry, I thought you meant
Yeah.
like.
They did an interesting
I was
thing.
thinking
where
in a linear way. I was like, when we were first introduced.
they cut in all the flashbacks out the movie, and I think it worked pretty well
Yeah.
because they were all linear. They never, I think, went all the way back.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good, except for the one where they went. Oh wait, no. Was the 6 days ago on the last one?
Yeah. Which nitpick, like, I get that we have to raise the stakes, and this movie has to be like, but like.
But they never knew when it was going to happen.
I mean,
really.
she
It's
says it
just-
herself that she was like, she kind of changed her mind starting 5 years ago, and it's like, okay, then what were you doing for 5 years? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
now we've only
What
got a
are we
week.
gonna time?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Just thinking. I couldn't figure anything out.
Like, I ignore it because, like, you have to suspend your disbelief, whatever. It has to be dire, but at the same time, does it have to be dire? I don't know. Because, like, you could write this movie in a way where they learn about it, they have plenty of time, and so no one's, like, in a real rush, but they're still, like, working on it or whatever. Then they finally go to disturb the Celestial, and that's what, like, speeds up the process or something.
Yeah.
Like, you could write it that way. You don't have to make it. It's happening in 6 days.
I think we move on to nitpicks.
But at the same time, I guess Speedster has to find the source, so it's good if it's already
Yeah.
starting. So that can be wrapped
If
up
that's
quickly.
the only reason that shot's in the movie, I'm fine with it because it's such a good shot.
Okay, nitpicks. We talked about this one, but I was like, yeah, Kamali's character wasn't a part of the Unimind. But I'm gonna switch that to praise, because like I feel like everyone in that sequence is focused on one thing. Regardless of belief, they are linked in mind because they all care about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nanjiani's character doesn't care what happens. So it makes sense that he wouldn't be linked because he's not on the same thought process. So I'm switching that nitpick to praise.
We're going to go one by one, figuring it out.
I got 6 nitpicks I wrote down. Second nitpick. Oh, we talked about this. The Celestial's iceberg fingers don't infiltrate the atmosphere consistently. So
I just would have loved. I don't care what it does to the Earth scientifically. I would have loved if we just see the Earth now and it's got
that's
fucking,
Marvel's Earth. Yeah, that's cool.
That would be awesome.
That's Marvel's Earth.
And
that's
does
so
that
good.
not set up the future to be like, oh, if we ever do alternate universe films or like settings in alternate univeres, like a Spider-Man.
Now you have a visual cue.
Yes,
Like we're
now
not,
we know for sure which world it is. Yes.
Oh, it's so missed opportunity for sure. We already talked about this one too. Like Icarus falling to the sun, not letting villains live.
Yeah, they always got to kill him.
No, that's not even a nitpick. I just wrote down, I demand Star Fox has entered the battle. Super Smash Bros. Memes.
Yeah, what's up with that? His name's literally Star Fox. And he's Thanos' brother, so that... Do you know the comic stuff from that? That Thanos is, like, half deviant?
Okay. So that's my next thing, actually. So I was going to say, I don't know what the comics are, but, like, based off what you're telling me in the movies, that doesn't line up. Because if Star Fox is an Eternal, because it says, hello, my fellow Eternals, then I'm going to assume Thanos is too, since they're brothers, right? That means Thanos is an Eternal, which means his objectives don't line up at all with what his objectives should be, because he should be trying to help humanity. So now it's literally, you should have doubled the resources. That is actually the most logical plan for you to do.
Because he's a deviant. So he wants to take out the Apex Predator, which is everything. Everything's an Apex Predator on itself. The existence of half of life.
But he's not trying to take
Apex
it out.
Predator
He's just trying to help it sustain. And he thinks the best way to sustain is if there's half.
Intelligent life, yes,
people.
but intelligent life will cease to exist if he doesn't take out half of it.
But no.
This is a complete bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not.
right
It's
now.
not. I'm
but
not
it
buying
works.
it. It's
but
not
it works.
No, it doesn't.
He's taking
it's
out
an
Apex Predator.
No. Disagree. That's not an Apex Predator.
But he's only half deviant, so it only half makes sense.
Okay, well, until they...
He's torn. He's half deviant, so he's trying to protect half of all life. Exactly half. Oh my god. I solved it.
Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be.
Well, until they retcon it in the MCU grievance, it doesn't make any sense that he's an Eternal for now. Because, what the heck?
I think he's just... so what? They're both... No, I don't even understand it. They'll cover it, I guess.
Are you being racist because it doesn't look purple with your chin? Is that your problem with Star Fox?
The halfway point between Deviant and the Eternals is not big chin of purple.
There was a moment... I can't remember what was happening. Was someone metamorphosizing at some point? And I was like, what are they about to do? Are they going to become Thanos? I don't know why it was in my mind.
What?
It was in my mind.
Was it the Deviant turning like more human?
No. I can't remember. There's something else that happened. Oh,
I still don't understand that. What happened? What was it? There's something going on there.
It sounded like he said, I regained my memories. So it sounded like once he sucked Gilgamesh's soul out of him, he like remembered his purpose.
I remember. Like that's what I'm saying. He was like trying to tell them something, but we've got our own problems to deal with.
Okay, final nitpick. Marvel indirectly says global warming / climate change isn't real, and it's all because of the Celestials.
wait, what's the? What did they say?
Someone's saying something, but it's like in the Icarus takes Ajax to where the remaining deviants are, and he's like, yeah, they've been revealed because the ice caps have been slowly melting because the Celestial has been warming up the planet. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Why would you say that?
I don't think it's been warming up the planet. You said it was because of the earthquakes.
No, he said because of the
warming.
warming.
He said it was because of the earthquake.
No, he said the warming.
We're gonna have to wait 4 months to hear that the result on that one.
What do you mean? Just
until it comes out on stream. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
But nitpick, I guess. Hopefully they did say earthquakes. If they didn't, then earthquakes have no payoff. Well, they do. Okay, he's disrupting the earth. Yeah, the earthquakes are fine. But he didn't say earthquake. He for sure said warming, because I was like, what a weird... Why would you retcon climate change in the MCU? That's so weird.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
It could have been poetic, because it could have been like, aha, the humans are their own demise.
Well, they've
heated the earth so that the deviants are back. Those fools. And I was like, okay.
Well, 5 years without people, nature's healing.
Yeah. Oh, that was another nitpick. I didn't write this one down, but I just remembered it. I do feel like, not that I'm a fan of flashbacks or whatever, but I do feel like some of the motivations were missing. like Ajax just tells us that she believes in humans and she's talked about the Avengers.
Yeah.
But that could have been a good flashback scene. I guess it was fine how it worked. And then I think it was weird, like when Cersei decides to like go full God mode and turn it into stone. We don't see what she's thinking. We see what Icarus is thinking.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really play a role in
Yeah,
what's
Cersei's
happening.
really just a vehicle throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, we should have seen what Cersei was thinking. Cersei should have been unsure and then thought about something that made her... like her boyfriend or someone else. Or I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
She just changed her mind. But, like, what changed her mind? I have an idea, but I don't know for sure.
You know, we didn't talk about it pretty much at all. The valet. I thought that was decent comedic relief here and there.
They were good comic relief, yeah.
Yeah. There was some stuff that was pretty, like, easy, you know? Like, easy jokes. But some things are pretty funny.
Multiple cameras works. Should have racked it up, baby.
Yeah.
Smash them all. Have him film them smashing them.
Yeah, for
I don't
real.
know.
I'd like that he was just there all the time. Like, everybody was like, I kind of like him now. Like, they just, like, had him in the ship, and they were, like, having their big family fight, and he was just there.
Missed opportunity when they make Sprite a human. She could have been like, "But your eternalness has to go somewhere else." And
then
had he still been there yet? Like,
yeah,
what an
it's
honor.
gonna be real sad when he dies.
It could have been cool.
And then I'm reading this now. Mahershala Ali was the voice in the second post-credit scene as Blade, the vampire hunter.
Is that who the Dark Knight is? Is he hunt vampires?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's
I totally forgot about the voice.
He's the Black Knight, is what he is. And I don't know.
What did he say?
He's like, "You sure you want to do that or whatever?" I don't know. I said something like that. But I think, yes, I think that's the Ebony Blade. I don't know what the effects of that are, but good for Kit Harington to have like an actual like role in a future movie, because he didn't in this one. It was just like he was just like giraffe.
What if I was a giraffe?
Yeah, I know. He's like, when you're only in like 4 scenes and you say that in 2 of them, it's like, okay, this guy really wants to be a giraffe. Like,
I don't know. I feel like, again, missed opportunity, because like he could be like, it'd be cringe. But, like, what if I was a mountain and then she makes a celestial mountain? Like, that's good, I guess. You said the thing though, she's like making things into rocks, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
But or if you said, what if I was a tree, you made the one deviant into a tree. I don't know. Like that could have been better.
Yeah.
Could have redrafted that one a little bit. Change the giraffe to something meaningful to the story.
Yeah, I just would have. It's like, it's weird to want to be a giraffe at like 30 or whatever he is now.
Or even if it was like, what if I was like a crow or something more tied to like knights? I don't know, like a dark knight.
What if I was a Black Blade?
What if I was the
What if I was in a post-credit scene with Mahershala Ali? Make it happen, Cersei.
Yeah.
Airsham just showed up at the end.
Who?
Airsham, the Celestial.
I like that. That's fine.
I know, but it was like, it was really threatening. I don't know. And then he only pulled out 3 of them or whatever. Which ones did he do that with?
Oh, I thought because the other one's already on the ship, but he pulled out.
No, they weren't on the. Where would they?
The other 3 were already
they
on the
only
ship.
left to go find them, didn't they?
No. They were already on the ship. Yeah, because
Why were they on the
before
ship?
they leave, the speedster's like, "Do you think the other Celestials will change their mind based off what they did?" And they're like, "Yeah, for sure." So then they leave, and then the 3 remaining on the
you're
Earth,
right.
he pulls them out.
I think the Alamo play was giving us our ticket.
And then I don't know. So, but I like the verdict too. He's like, "I'm gonna review your memories, and I'll be back when I'm done."
Yeah.
That's feasible.
The way they did the Celestials was really scary. Like, the way they, like, pictured them and everything. They did it really well. Just even for, like, the first half of the movie, we didn't even see their full body. We just saw, like, a fraction
It was
of
just
the face.
eyes and just face, and we saw shoulder. Then they go to like a private room and they have like a statue of him.
Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was definitely better than Black Widow.
Never saw it.
A little bit better than Shang-Chi, but I really did enjoy Shang-Chi.
I'm reviewing my notes real quick. I have one praise. I already said that one. Okay, last little praise. They did Schrodinger's gun, but they did Schrodinger's dagger. There's just this dagger, then that dagger stabs Cersei. I was like, oh, okay.
And she turns it to water.
Don't show it.
Yeah, no more.
I still like it. Don't show like a weapon unless you're gonna use it. And they used it.
For real.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was good. They never brought back the picture that she took of it at the beginning. Like, she recognized it, right?
Yeah. I guess I didn't develop anything.
No. I thought she was going to show him the picture. She was going to show Icarus the picture or whatever, but it just was it was Snapchat filters.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't become anything.
Guess more
But
representation.
there's a previous scene, like I saw Sprite messing with it, like in an apartment scene for some reason, I think.
Maybe.
I saw it before she used it. I was like, oh, it's in their possession.
But yeah, there was one thing I wish I would have known, because I know their memories are erased, but I wish I would like feel that Arishem does anything for them, you know, for them to feel such devotion to him. Like that would convince me more of Icarus's like motivations, like, oh, he's done this for us. But they just found out that it's all lies, you know. So it's like, well, you don't really know. None of that could be true. They could not even create shit, you know. They could just be lying to you.
Yeah. I feel like they had enough throwaway lines, like Druig.
Yeah.
Nice. Druig says at one point, "We're just like them, just like the people. We just have blind loyalty." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough." And then there was another thing. I blanked on it, but there was enough throwaway lines where that didn't stick out to me. It was fine.
Yeah. Man, I hope Spider-Man's good. That's all I can say. Because then I'll have like a sweep of a year. The last half of the year was pretty solid. Black Widow was kind of rough, but it was fun at the end. It was really fun.
I like that she hits her face to win. You can't beat
kill
me,
me if
only
I kill
can beat
myself.
All right. Well, what are we at?
I don't know. Let me check.
Let me see. I bet it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been like an hour.
Where? Hour and 4 minutes? All right.
Yeah. Cut out all your coughing. Probably get down to 23 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. Whenever I laugh, I cough. But we appreciate you finding us. I think at the time, the first person who finds this should see that we're at 20 subscribers. So you want to make that?
And the second, we'll see 21. This is it, baby. Smack Talk's big comeback. Back talk. Smack back.
Smack back.
Ow! That's the cutter. That's the
I was gonna say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
No.
Okay.
Thanks for watching the Eternals trailer on loop. With our big ass logo printed on front of it.
Editing is hard. Editing is hard.
Alright, I'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye. I need to see character names.
Ajax, Cersei, Icarus, Kingo, Sprite, Fastos, Makari, Druig, Gilgamesh, and Thena.
Who's Macari? That's the speedster.
Makari is the speedster, yeah.
Okay. Car. Good. My card.
Genius.
My card not on E.
Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh. Genius. Okay, throw it at me, I can throw it right back at you, man.
Okay. Icarus. Ick. When I see him, ick.
Sir, Cersei. Sir.
Serve me.
Por favor, sir. See.